Laging tanong sa akin ng iba, bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Di ko alam, ganun lang talaga kung bakit pumapayag ako. Matatamis na mga salita, parang latik na diniluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang mukha. Bakit pumapayag ako? Halina sa lugar na kung saan masaya ang lahat ng mga kawatan. At kahit di totoo ang kanyang sinasabi, lagi siyang pinakikinggan. Walang pakialam sa salitang ilan, kahit gaano kamahal ang pinagbilhan. At kahit na dinoktor ang lahat ng detalye, lagi siyang napagbibigyan. Yan ang tanong sa akin ng iba, bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Di ko alam, ganun lang talaga kung bakit pumapayag ako. Matatamis na mga salita, parang latik na diniluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang mukha. Bakit pumapayag ako sa mga kasinungalingan mo? Kahit sinabi mong ika'y magbabago, yan lang ang pinanghahawakan ko. Bakit pumapayag ako? Nasaan na ang mga pangako mo? Parang mula bigla na lang naglalaho. Minsa'y parang kasalanan ko, dahil pumapayag ako. Dahil pumapayag ako. Oras na para gumising ka, ba't di mo subukang buksan na yung mga mata? Kung ayaw nilang tumalon, ba't di ka mauna? Sige, subukan mo lang nang walang kakaba-kaba. Kung ito ang simula na wakas, isa-isa mong burahin ang mga bakas, bago pa matuyo ang lahat ng katas, at tuluyang mabalik ko ang lahat ng batas sa Pinas. Ano ang iyong pananaw sa lahat ng mga nangyayari sa Mindanao? Kapit lang kapatid, huwag kong bibitaw. Huwag ka sa apat na beses lumitaw. Huwag katotohanan, huwag na palo, di na puno, ipaglabot ka ang paano natin bayan. No, malaman natin ang sagot sa laging tanong sa akin ng iba, bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Di ko alam, ganun lang talaga kung bakit pumapayag ako. Matatamis na mga salita, parang latik na diniluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang mukha. Bakit pumapayag ako? Bakit pumapayag ako? Bakit pumapayag ako?
Oops, teka, bago tayo tumuloy sa literary colloquium, may intermission muna, pero mahal yung talent neto.
So, laging tanong sa akin ng iba, bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Di ko alam, ganun lang talaga kung bakit pumapayag ako. Matatamis na mga salita, parang latik na diniluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang mukha. Bakit? Bakit pumapayag ako? Sorry po. Thank you po.
So good day, sir. So this is the literary criticism on Payag by Glock 9. So the members are John Reniel Gonzalez, Ervin Lacuarta, Muhammad Yunus Mustafa, Yuriko Japay, and Kathleen Sota. So Payag by Glock 9 was released on September 1, 2015. It was composed and produced by Aristotle Polisco. This is the literary map of the Payag by Glock 9. So we have the three literary vistas, which is the author-dependent interpretation, text-dependent interpretation, and then the reader-dependent interpretation. Under the author-dependent interpretation, we have one optic, which is the histobiographical approach. Under the text-dependent interpretation, we have the two optic, which is the formalism and structuralism approach. And under the reader-dependent interpretation, we have the Marxism approach. So we come up with the synthesis 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the grand theme. First is the author-dependent interpretation. So we have the histobiographical approach. Under this, we have the historical, text, and biographical. In historical, it talks about the Sub 44 political issues and the issue about Janet Lim Napoles, which is the PDAP scam. And the biographical, which is the Aristotle Polisco, also known as Glock 9, was born in Binangonan, Rizal on October 1977. He was the trailblazer in the Pinoy hip-hop scene. Francis Magalona he considered as one of his idols. And in the text is this: laging tanong sa akin ng iba, bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Hindi ko alam, ganun lang talaga. Kung bakit pumapayag ako. So, with this 3, we come up with the synthesis number 1, which is people live their lives bound by what they accept as the truth. Instead of blindly believing, be someone that looks beyond the barricade.
Okay, so for the next one, the text-dependent interpretation. Under this interpretation is a formalism approach. So the formalism approach has two types, yung explication and exegesis. So first one is explication. The explication concerns the structure of the song. The song Payag has 10 stanzas. Its genre is hip-hop and rap. Its theme is political. The structure pattern is pre-chorus, chorus 1, verse 1, verse 2, chorus 2, verse 3, bridge, verse 4, and lastly the chorus 3. Its point of view is a first-person point of view. It also has end rhymes such as salita, gata, muka, wakas, bakas, katas, pinas, pananaw, bibitaw, lumitaw. Its rhyming scheme is AAAB, CCCD, AAABA, CCDC, AAAAA, apat yun, BBBB. Next. Here in the repetition, there are 4 verse, or I may say lines that were repeated. Bakit ka ba naniniwala sa kanya? Di ko alam, ganun lang talaga, was repeated 3 times. Bakit pumapayag ako? Was repeated 9 times. Matamis sa mga salita, parang latik na diniluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang muka, was repeated 3 times. And lastly, dahil pumapayag ako, was repeated 2 times. The song has a rhetorical question, and it is, bakit pumapayag ako? As we observe the lyrics of the song, it has 2 figures of speech. First is the irony, which is parang latik na diniluto sa gata. It is an irony because latik isn't called latik if it isn't cooked with coconut milk. Next one is the assonance. So the assonance is the repetition of the sound of a vowel. ang katotohanan maglabanan, tinatapunan, ipaglaban, kaawaan ng ating bayan. Okay, so this part naman is exegesis, which concerns the interpretation of the stanzas of the song. So here, we chose 6 stanzas in total. Tapos yung interpretation niya kind of related to each other. So for chronological order natin siya. So sabi dito na the politicians kasi during campaign period. So gumagamit sila ng mga sweet words and extravagant platforms para makuha yung sympathy ng mga people. Tapos kapag binoto sila ng mga taong yon, doon na marirealize sa mga tao na lahat pala yun is empty promises lang. Parang pakitang tao lang. Tapos, marirealize rin na sila pala yung reason kung bakit nangyayari itong mga to. So, dapat buksan natin yung mga mata natin. Tapos, we should look beyond the facade para makita natin yung true intentions nila. Kasi, those people with authority, with power, in general, kaya nilang makaalis sa mga kabahuan na ginawa nila. Kasi may kapangyarihan sila. And they can just go missing in action para hindi sila mag-hold ng accountability. And with that being said, ito yung synthesis namin for the formalism approach. Absolute power does not mean manipulating the truth. The problem isn't the abuse of power. It's the power to abuse.
So next is text-dependent interpretation. Structuralism approach. So in structuralism approach, it contains 3 types: sign, signifier, and signified. So payag, meaning consent to do something. So it signified being fooled again and again by the higher ups. So yung meaning po ng payag is parang pumapayag yung mga tao na parang nauuto ng mga parang karamihan sa mga politician, ganun. Tapos next po is latik, meaning a brown grated coconut. It signified empty words na parang yung sinasabi po dito na yung parang latik is parang karamihan sa mga politiko is parang bumabanggit sila ng mga sweet words pero hindi din na nagagawa. So next is gata, milky liquid extracted in a mature coconut. It signified action that gives the word a meaning. Then next po is bula, a thin spear of liquid enclosing a gas. It signified promises. And next po is apat na putapat, a number 44. It signified refers to the sub 44. Tapos ito po yung mini-meaning niya, yung parang sa text na parang sa Mindanao, parang yun po. Yun ang nangyari po sa Mindanao. Next. Bakas, meaning after is left by someone. It signified bad things that happened in the past. So yun nga po yung meaning ng bakas, yung mga nangyari na naganap doon sa text, yung sa sub 44 ganun. Tapos katas, a juice of a fruit or vegetable. Tapos yun nga po, yung signified wrongdoings of the politician, yung mga maling ginagawa nila. Tapos next is ako, a oneself. Tapos it signified a naive person that gets fooled by the higher ups. Yun nga po, yung nandyan. Tapos next is kawatan, a person who steals someone's property. So it signified politician that manipulates the mind of the easily swayed voters. So yung inaano po nito is yung mga karamihan sa mga politiko is na ma-manipulate nila yung mga tao, parang ganun. As next is mukha, a face of a person, a politician with different goals. So dito po yung parang karamihan sa mga politician is parang may kanya-kanya silang estilo para makuha yung kung ano yung gusto nila kasi may power po sila. So, with this, our synthesis is the truth will always be hiding in plain sight. It's your choice to open your eyes widely or leave it half open.
So our next is the Vista reader-dependent interpretation. Under this is the Marxism approach. So our first social issue here is the corruption of mind. In the text, in the song, there's a verse, there's the chorus. The chorus here is the matatamis na mga salita, parang latik na dinuluto sa gata. Kilala mo pero ibang muka. Bakit? Bakit mo payag ako? So, dito, sinimulan ng corruption ng mind yung sa matatamis sa mga salita. So, bali yung mga sweet words na yun, hinalintulad siya sa parang latik na dinuluto sa gata dahil walang latik kung walang gata. Yun. Tapos, dito, yung keyword dito sa corruption of mind is yung bakit pumapayag ako. Dito, sa stage na to, alam mo nang yung mga Pilipino is corrupted na yung mind. Dahil sa mga sinasabi ng mga politiko na hindi naman talaga totoo. The next issue is the abuse of power or the abusing of power, power abuse. In the song, there's a stanza that kahit gaano kamahal ang pinagbilan at kahit na dinoktor ang lahat ng detalye, lagi siyang napagbibigyan. The abuse of power was highlighted in the song. It shows how those kawatan abuses their power because they can manipulate the truth when they want to. They don't fear the consequence because alam nilang makakalusot sila doon. Kaya nga sinabi doon sa song is kahit na dinoktor nila yung lahat ng detalye, lagi silang napagbibigyan. So with these two issues, we come out with this synthesis under the Marxism approach. The corrupted mind manifests itself in various ways, being gullible and avoiding the truth.
After we came up with the four syntheses, we made the grand synthesis, which is blindly believing is the greatest enemy that hinders unmasking the truth. The future relies on who you become, either an instrument of change or an enabler of evil. Remember to make wise decisions. So, the future of us, the country, starts with us. Kung nagpapamanipulate man tayo sa mga extravagant campaigns or platforms sa mga politician, or if we believe their lies, it is up to us to see the truth or if we will blindly believe them. That's all po, sir. Thank you.